Welcome to the Intuitive Hour with psychic medium, author, and intuitive life coach, Michelle Beltran. The Intuitive Hour will empower you to learn how to magnify your intuitive voice. Listen in and expand your understanding of what it means to be psychic and how to awaken, amplify, and trust your inner voice.
All right, everyone, welcome back. This is Michelle. I'm the host of the Intuitive Hour. Thank you once again for joining me for today's episode. I'm sure looking forward to this one. Today we're talking about 21 signs your child may be psychic. A few months ago, I posted a very popular episode that received lots of attention and has actually been published a number of places. And this episode, though, is an extension of that, so to speak. And we're now in the topic of your child, our children. 21 signs you have a psychic child. All right. So first, I'd like to say that in the years of teaching at Montessori schools, I began to understand and grasp the magnitude of the psychic children that are out there in the world today. If you'll pay attention, I'm pretty sure you're going to notice that too, and perhaps already have, particularly if you're working with children in the teaching fields, and if you're a parent. All right, so being a psychic child myself and being raised by a psychic mother, it was fairly easy to identify the psychic child. Sometimes psychic children are called crystal children or rainbow children or gifted children. It's all essentially the same. They are children beyond their years and very, very psychic and intuitive. I just like to call them special. All right, so the first tell for me as I was around psychic children was that they carried an energy and an essence of, I'm deserving of being here. And it was very unique. This psychic child became unmistakable to me. As a parent or a teacher or a loved one to this unique child, you too would certainly understand this high self-worth energy that they hold. It is, in fact, quite special. That said, this same very positive, pure, powerful energy of I'm deserving of being here can also be difficult for a teacher or a parent to deal with, because this unique child cannot fathom, does not like to have authority. Their soul wants to be taught in a way that involves them fully. They cannot be spoken down to. I began to notice and feel that they were just like adults. They were miniature adults, so to speak. So, as you're with these psychic children, it would be helpful to perhaps view them in that way, just like they are young adults, speaking with them, not at them or to them. All right, moving forward, I'd like to just state before we begin here, we are all psychic, yes. And as you know, being psychic also includes our children. We tend to think that this might be relevant to adults only, but more and more, children are emerging that are psychic. We also refer to them as indigo children. These unique children are entering life with a new level of intelligence, new ways of understanding, and new ways of processing their own lives. So for many, this new way of processing is perceived by others as psychic ability. All right, so how do you know if your child is psychic? Pay attention. Children with psychic ability are often very easy to identify, and especially when you know what to look for. Here are 21 signs your child is psychic. All right. Number 1, you can't get anything by them. They are wise beyond their years. Also, they are very in tune to you as their parent or teacher. They are very in tune to your emotions and your state of mind. They may even feel responsible. They may even say they feel your upset or your emotion. Number 2, as I've mentioned, they don't like authority. They want to be talked with, not at or to. Again, treat them as if they're just a young adult. All right, moving on. Number 3, this psychic child is often very highly motivated. They are the child that you can give a project to or suggest an idea, and they're off and running. You can give them the latitude to explore, to do and be, to create. Not to the extent that they're forgotten about by any means. But they are highly self-motivated, and they enjoy to create in autonomy. All right, number 4. The psychic child can seem antisocial and want to spend time alone. Further, they're very content to spend time occupying themselves. They can do solo quite well. If that is the essence or the energy or the way your psychic child is, that's okay, and let them own that. Number 5, you might notice that they express feelings of being the odd duck out, isolated by friends, or think people think they are strange or weird. Number 6, they are very often, these psychic children, natural leaders. They have a mission. They always know what they need to do next. They're focused. They can see ahead. They have a unique perspective of looking forward and contemplating the consequences or the outcome of their choices and or their plan. Number 7, psychic children may have a physical limitation or a condition like ADHD. It is very common for a child who may have a behavioral condition of some kind to actually be psychic. All right, number 8, your psychic child will embrace unique people. They do that because they have an essence that they are unique and they feel somewhat different. So other unique people are in their tribe. The children coming up today are far more naturally mature and wise. They're able to embrace the differences in everyone, and they understand on a deeper subconscious level how important this is. Next, they want choice. We honor this choice that they need and desire so much by respecting their smaller choices first and letting them choose the smaller things, then building on that by hearing what they say about more important things and choices, bigger decisions, and honoring that as well. All right, number 10. Rules will not work with your psychic child. Putting them in a box or having them follow rules or regimen that does not suit their individuality only makes them want to get outside that box, to be rambunctious or to resist what they're told. A very clear sign that your child is psychic is that they are resistant to any kind of rules or regimen. Number 11. Psychic children often have a strong affinity to animals and nature. This is where they can express and feel free. Outdoors and animals help psychic children to feel safe. Be mindful, pay attention to your child if you're noticing this at all. Number 12, you might notice that your child is talking with imaginary friends. This is not a concern. It is safe to respect and honor this. Number 13, your psychic child is very sensitive to energy, and they can get overwhelmed by high energy areas and people and circumstances. This might lead to headaches and perhaps an overall tiredness. We can also call this empathic tendencies. Psychic children are very, very in tune to emotion and energy, so pay attention to this. Does your child have a desire to sleep with the light on, or have a fear of the dark, or even being alone? They may be psychic. They also may have a rich and vivid dreams, or even nightmares. Your psychic child will have a sense that their dreams are meaningful and matter. They'll want to discuss them, and they pay a lot of attention to their dream space. Number 16, and I've mentioned this already somewhat, but psychic children are beyond their years. They have insightful thoughts and opinions, and they may say things that blow your mind. An example might be your young 6 or 7-year-old child says, "Mommy, I remember when I was in your belly, and God told me that we were going to live in a gorgeous house on an ocean side." These sorts of comments beyond their years that are somewhat otherworldly, that you wouldn't expect from a 5 or 6-year-old, is an indication that you have a psychic child. Number 17, your psychic child will talk about past lives or remember going to places they've actually never been in this lifetime. You might find that imagination or daydream-like talk. When you hear this from your child, listen to them, talk to them about it, and inquire more. Ask them to tell you about this past life. Ask them to tell you about the other lifetime or their dreams. Have conversation with them. Number 18, psychic children are highly emotional to the extent that you may notice mood swings or outbursts of emotion that just pop out of nowhere and are not provoked by anything. Number 19, psychic children may have difficulty falling asleep, and they just don't want to go to bed at all. They are vehemently opposed to daytime naps. They do this because they don't want to miss anything. Sleep is boring to the psychic child who wants to do, be, and explore. Number 20, psychic children can receive visitations from spirit. They're very curious about what's beyond our world. They have an intense fascination with angels or spirit guides, even ascended masters. They're also very fascinated by other cultures, other eras, or ancient civilizations. In an intuitive sense, they seem like they know quite a bit about these other cultures. Yet you know they've not experienced this. All right, and 21, the final sign that your child may be psychic. They may see orbs. They may talk about seeing flashes of light. They may tell you they hear things or have other unexplained occurrences or experiences. Once again, always during these times, listen to them, hear them, talk to them, ask them to tell you about these experiences. By talking about it, they feel safe. Their psychic ability can then begin to flourish because they are heard and they are understood. All right, that completes the 21 signs that your child may be psychic. I would like to include the note here, however, that this is not an exhausted list. There are indeed other signs your child may be psychic. Your psychic child is here now on this planet to be a change maker. We want to support our psychic children on their unique paths as best we can. Humanity stands to gain 1,000-fold with the gifts the psychic children are harnessing and bringing to the world today. Their abilities are necessary to the world at large. Their uniqueness is to be celebrated. One final comment about helping your psychic child develop. The same spiritual practices that I teach here on the Intuitive Hour, surrounding grounding, running energy, neutrality, rose work, your psychic child can use all of these techniques. Also, remember that the one thing you are permitted to do to support your child is to ground them. And finally, psychic children are often born to psychic adults. I want to highly recommend that you educate yourself on this topic about psychic children, how to be with them, how to parent them. Lee Carroll, Carroll, Lee Carroll has a wonderful book called Indigo Children that talks about parenting, how to best understand and navigate forward with your psychic child so that they can harness and explore and share their gifts. All right, everyone, we'll come to a close It's been a pleasure to meet with you again. As always, I look forward to connecting with you ahead next week.
Kick off the new year with 25% off a 30-minute session with Michelle. Visit michellebeltran.com and click on Sessions. Then use the coupon code INTUITIVEHOUR25 when you check out. This special offer is available for a limited time. Book your session with Michelle today at michellebeltran.com.